This week's parsha, we have the mitzvah of Kiddush Hashem. Lo sechalalu Hashem kodshi v'nidashti b'sov b'nei Yisrael. Rambam defines the mitzvah of Kiddush Hashem as standing up for Emunah, even to the point of giving your own life for it. So from the Rambam's definition, it would sound like that when the issue is at hand, is someone challenging your emunah, got to be ready to give your life. We find in halacha, and the Rambam brings it. You have different situations where non-Jew, or a Jew for that matter, is threatening your life if you don't transgress. So there are rules when yes, when not. Because you do have to give your life when you do. And that too is included in standing up for emunah. There are times you don't have to give your life. Because Hashem said, V'chai b'hem, your life is more important. So part of it depends on what it is that this person who is coercing you, what are his intentions? Is he trying to prove a point, getting a Jew to go against his beliefs? That's standing up for what you believe in. This mitzvah is called Kiddush Hashem. And when one is killed for his beliefs, he's called a Kiddush. He's holy. What is the concept of Kiddush Hashem? What does it mean to be a Kiddush? What does it mean to sanctify the name of Hashem? What are we doing for Hashem? By sacrificing even our own lives, or our emunah. How are we sanctifying Hashem? It's that if a human being has come to the conclusion that emunah in Hashem is more important than his life, then that says something about Hashem. He's more important. First, he's real. He's real. You know, you can say you believe all you want. But you're ready to give your life for that. That's a real statement. That's not just, spice of life. Nice to have religion in my life. It means Hashem is really there. And his importance to you, the importance to a relationship with him, goes way beyond anything, including your own life. That teaches humanity that Hashem is real and that he's worth giving your life for. But then you're called a Kiddush. Because for a human being to realize that and give up his own life, that's a statement of what he's all about. His relationship with Hashem is more important to him than his life. And that makes him special. It's that Hashem is real and worth giving your life for. And it's that there's a human being to whom a relationship with Hashem is more important than his own life. Something I often tell over. There was a Jew named Rabbi Yitzchak Zilber. Grew up in Soviet Russia. Raised a family there. Serious Talmud Chacham. Raised his son as a Talmud Chacham. Risked his life, kept every mitzvah with every detail. He was a math professor. And one day he was called in because they figured out that he never wrote on the board on Shabbos. And they said, "We suspect you keep Shabbos." And he said, "You suspect right." He was sent to Siberia. Wouldn't eat the tray food. He managed to get with him his own little pot. And I don't know how, but he cooked his own food. And his wife sewed his tefillin into the heels of his boots. And he put tefillin on every day. Tell one more story about him. But if you really want his life, there's a biography of him. To Live as a Jew, I believe it's called. We were neighbors. Not in Russia, here. On Purim in Siberia, they didn't have a Megillah. So he told them, the Ritva and others say that if you don't have a Megillah, you say Hallel instead. He was in Siberia. And there was like a Jewish communist there with them. I don't know what he was sent to Siberia for. He did something right. So this communist tells him, "You with your fairy tales. Stalin could just chop your head off. Wake up to the real world. So he tells him, Stalin is flesh and blood. He's human. For all we know, he dropped dead this second. Well, that's precisely when Stalin had a brain hemorrhage and died. In all of Siberia, word went out. Rabbi Yitzchak Zilbert killed Stalin. Came to Eretz Yisrael, and he was busy doing kira among the Russians, known as the Rav of all the Russian jury here. So there's a Gemara that he said pshat in, which we all felt he was speaking about himself without realizing it. The Gemara Rav Chanina ben Tradion. Says Rav Chanina ben Tradion, the Romans had outlawed public teaching of Gemara, of Torah. Rav Chanina ben Tradion nevertheless risked his life, taught publicly. He was caught. They wrapped the Sefer Torah around him, set him ablaze, died al Kiddush Hashem. But just before he died, he asked his colleagues the question, Ma ani l'chaye olam haba? Will I have a share in the world to come? What a question. He's dying al Kiddush Hashem. Will I have a share in the world to come? So they asked him, Klum ma'aseh bo liyadcha. Did you ever do anything special? He's dying al Kiddush Hashem. Did you ever do anything special? So he says, yeah. One year I was collecting money for the poor on Purim, and it got mixed up with my own money, and I gave it all away. So they told him, you're ready to go right into the world to come. This Gemara is so perplexing. That's what he's going to get Olam Haba for. Giving his life is nothing. So he said, just because the Romans decreed that you can't teach publicly, so you have to go and teach Torah publicly? To teach it privately. Whoever asked him to give his life for it? That was his question. Am I considered a martyr? Am I going al Kiddush Hashem? Or was I just reckless? And another way of translating it, not just reckless. You know, some people want to go in style. Wow, to die al Kiddush Hashem. So what they asked him was, how did you live? What was your everyday life like? What's with your money? And he answered them. If there was any reason to believe that some of my money really belonged to tzedakah, I didn't take a chance, I gave it all away. Ah, so you're for real. You're for real. The reason you taught in public was because you wanted to show your conviction and be Makadesh Hashem and show that we couldn't care less. They can threaten our lives. We're going to do what Hashem wants. For that, you get Olam Haba. Not for the money. That your giving of your life is for real. Mitzvah of Kiddush Hashem calls for sacrifices. And in truth, while, of course, the highest level of Kiddush Shem Shemayim is actually giving your life for it. But every other sacrifice is also Kiddush Hashem. You got to ask yourself, why am I making this sacrifice? Because it's cool? Every time you make a decision to give up something, every time you feel like doing something, but something in you says that's not what Hashem wants, and I'm going to make a sacrifice. Every time you put yourself out for Torah, for mitzvahs, when it's really a statement of priorities. My relationship with Hashem is more important than you're being Makadesh Shem Shamayim. Any other reason? Why are you torturing yourself? We believe in the good life. We believe that Hashem created this world for us too. If there's anything we deprive of ourselves of here, it's because we found something that is more pleasurable. We found something better. Our relationship with Hashem. We don't see living in poverty as a value. We don't see giving up a lifestyle that perhaps will bring you more comfort or more money or more power. We don't see that as a value unless the choice is, I recognize what it is that I'm preferring. That preference is so much more important. It's true in every sacrifice, minor as it may be. If it's really a statement of my relationship with Hashem is more important, my relationship with Hashem is more pleasurable, then you're being Mekadesh Shem Shamayim. No, we don't believe that you're supposed to look to suffer. We believe that we're created to be happy. Yeah, but we find true happiness. There is nothing that is more energizing and fulfilling than making sacrifices for the sake of your relationship with Hashem, for the sake of what you know is true. It's not really giving up. It's really a statement of what means more to me. Kiddush Hashem is not about suffering. Kiddush Hashem is about choosing the good life, even if the good life's in the world to come, where you got to give your life. That's Kiddush Shemayim. And that's when we become holy. A holy Jew is not one who suffers. A holy Jew is one who is happy. Not just happy. Who's alive. Who's so much more happy than everybody else because of his choices. And what he doesn't have is so trivial, because what he does have is so much more pleasure. That's Kedusha. That's Kedusha. It's living the good life. Living the good life. Intelligent priorities. Knowing how to be happy. Let's be holy. Let's be Kaddish. Let's be Mekadeshim Shemayim. Choose happiness. Choose real pleasure. Not emptiness and vanity. Think. You know there's nothing like it. Dashti v'sof b'nei Yisrael. That's so central to Judaism. Knowing that closeness to Hashem is the greatest pleasure on this earth, and certainly in the world to come. Make the right choices. Be happy.